Computer parts, they're confusing, but do you really need to know about them? It turns out you do, and it only takes 5 minutes. Well, here we go. First, let's talk about the background reading. You may have already read an article or watched a YouTube video on your research topic. That's great. Now it's time to dig deeper. What is this book or article about? Is it about how to build a computer or how computers work? Maybe it's about computer viruses or cybercrime. Go beyond the surface level information and dig deeper. Read books, explore different viewpoints, and consider the implications of what you're learning. And who knows, you may just find yourself becoming a computer science expert in no time. Can you spare a minute for a like and subscribe? It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Once you figure out what the reading is about, you'll be able to identify the key concepts or ideas. The first part is the motherboard. It's like the brain of the computer. Everything else is connected to it. The CPU, which is the central processing unit, is the part that actually runs the programs and processes your data. Think of it like the chef in a kitchen. It's the RAM, which stands for random access memory. This is where the programs and data that the CPU is currently working on are stored. It's like the countertop in a kitchen. The CPU can quickly access the ingredients, which are the data and instructions from the RAM. But once the program is finished, the data is no longer needed and is cleared from the RAM. The next part is the hard disk drive or SSD, which stands for solid state drive. This is where your programs and files are stored permanently. Think of it like the pantry in a kitchen, but you don't use it while you're cooking. The input and output devices are also important parts of a computer. Examples of input devices are the keyboard and mouse, which allow you to input data into the computer. Examples of output devices are the monitor and printer, which allow you to view or print the results from the computer. Finally, the power supply is also an essential computer part. It provides the electrical power that the computer needs to function. Think of it like the electricity in a kitchen. Without electricity, nothing would work. So these are the essential computer parts that you need to know about. By understanding how these parts work together, you can become a computer expert in no time. This is important because now you can start thinking like a researcher. What words or phrases come to mind when you think of those key concepts? Let's say you were reading about the history of the internet and you came across the key concept packet switching. You might think of words like network, communication, data transmission, bits and bytes, routers, protocols, and so on. These words will help you develop effective search terms. Go to a library and find some books on your topic. If you don't have a library card, you can still use Google Books or Amazon to read the first few chapters of some books. If you want to read an entire book online for free, try Project Gutenberg. Just type the title of a book into their search box and you can download a text file of the entire book. The next step is to identify the key concepts. Now it's time to explore different viewpoints. Depending on the topic you're researching, there may be different perspectives or controversies surrounding it. For example, if you're researching the impact of social media on society, you might want to read about both the positive and negative effects. If you're researching climate change, you might want to read about both the causes and effects of climate change. And if you're researching the ethics of artificial intelligence, you might want to read about both the potential benefits and dangers of AI. Why? Because controversy often involves differing opinions or beliefs about something, and when you explore different viewpoints, you gain a deeper understanding of your topic. Plus, your teachers and examiners will be impressed by your ability to consider multiple perspectives, and that's what an effective researcher does. So don't just rely on Wikipedia or Google. They consider all sides of an issue before forming an opinion. So remember, reading widely and deeply is essential for developing a strong understanding of your topic. We've identified the essential computer parts that you need to know. Let's get started. That's 1 minute each for the 8 essential computer parts.